Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy Marshall live, and I am live back with another episode of the Marshall Gillen Show. It is June 29th. It is Monday afternoon, 12 p.m. specifically on the dot at the time of shooting this. And listen, Gillen Gang, we are straight up under attack, okay? America is under attack. And I'm not trying to be dramatic. I'm so fucking serious right now. Like, okay, I don't want to be enraged because I don't want to be angry because what's happening right now with the mainstream media and what I found out this morning when I woke up on Twitter, I didn't wake up on Twitter. When I woke up this morning and I was on Twitter, I was absolutely enraged at the audacity that a platform so big could literally censor a whole entire topic, a whole entire perspective, like completely just wash it out like it's not even there. And I want to talk about that. And so I was going to go live like 2 hours ago and shoot this episode. And I was really fired up. Man. And what happened is some other things happened I had to take care of. And then I was just getting ready to come live. And I was like, you know what? I'm glad that I had time to let that go and to process it. Like I can show up and I won't be angry. But now that I'm live and the lights are on, I'm like, oh, I'm getting fired up again. You guys, on today's episode, we're going to be talking about censorship. I mean, like straight up, we're going to be talking about censorship. We're going to be talking about what I experienced this morning on Twitter, as well as some other things that are going on, you guys. 2 officers were shot in, they're in critical condition right now. 2 officers were shot in Tulsa, Oklahoma last night by a protester, right? There's peaceful protests going on all over. The mainstream media is painting one picture, and I'm not here to say what's right or wrong. As always, Gillen Gang, I'm just telling you, I want to show you the whole facts because I woke up this morning to something that was absolutely disgusting. It was absolutely disgusting. I couldn't believe it. I want to talk about St. Louis and the mayor of St. Louis and the despicable and absolutely unforgivable act that she made yesterday live on Facebook. We're going to talk about that and what incited a riot. Not a riot. Nope. That incited a protest to her house where protesters were met by other free Americans with guns. We're going to talk about that because that shit is blowing up right now. We're going to talk about the whole Twitter thing. But before I get into that, you guys, I just want to say is that we're going to be making a heavy push towards the podcast and just the podcast platform. And so just know, if you guys are listening to us on podcast, first off, thank you so much. Thank you so incredibly much. There's not going to be more bullshit commercials or bullshit intros. I just want to make this nice and easy for you guys to be able to hop on the podcast, listen wherever you're at. And so if you guys haven't subscribed to the podcast yet, you guys see the link here. Make sure you do that, okay? Another thing, Gillen Gang, is I think I'm going to be leaving Facebook and Instagram platform. For a myriad of different reasons. And I'll talk about that more later, actually. So what I'm going to do, instead of one of our viewers on episode 34, if you guys didn't listen or hear or watch episode 34, we talked about, I just went out deep. I went down the rabbit hole once and for all, and I told you guys what I think is going on. And then I was telling the viewers, the listeners, hey, you guys, if you want to be part of my gang, join the Gillen Gang. It's a Facebook group. And one of our listeners, one of our viewers on YouTube, she was like, oh, like I don't have Facebook. I don't do that. Like I still want to connect though. And so literally less than 24 hours later, I have a solution, you guys. So look, what I'm going to do instead of a stupid Facebook group or some fucking bullshit, I want to literally connect with you guys. Like here we are again. You guys know the drill, hats and fucking board shorts and flip-flops. I got flip-flops on today. I usually have no shoes on. And I don't have a shirt, but the Gillen Gang apparel came in. So if you guys haven't got your Gillen Gang apparel yet, go to marshallgillen.com and get some Gillen Gang apparel. But I was listening to what she said, and I wanted to make a solution. So the solution I had is I said, you know what? I'm just gonna do a Zoom call, like a Zoom hangout once a week. Like literally, there's nothing. I just want to hang out with people who want to hang out, who want to actually be friends and know me and like, fucking like share ideas and energy and stuff. And so if you guys are watching or listening to this right now, all you have to do, there's no link to click. You can't opt into some email thing. There's no group to go to. Like literally, I set up a private phone line just for this. I went out and got a line just for the Gillen Gang, like literally. And so if you guys text Gillen Gang to 833-222-2694, I'll send you the private Zoom link, and you can meet with me once a week. We're going to do it every Monday. We're not doing it this Monday because I just decided this today. But starting next Monday, we're going to do our Zoom call. So make sure you guys text the number, Gillen Gang, to that number, and I'll send you the link, and then I'll send you the passcode to get in, okay? So let's talk about this. There's some fucked up shit going on. If you guys go type in what's going on in St. Louis right now, you guys can just type in St. Louis. Oh, come on, Marshall. I thought I'm over on Twitter. I'm sharing something, but I was not sharing it on my screen apparently. So am I sharing it? Yep, boom, there it is. So if you guys are listening on podcast, what I'm doing right now is I'm sharing the screen from Twitter. And if you guys were to scroll down this news feed, you guys are going to see a lot of stuff. When you guys let's type in St. Louis couple. Let's type in St. Louis couple. I want to show you guys what's going on. So this couple right here, you guys, they are out screaming at protesters. Look, ABC News reports a couple pointed guns at protesters in St. Louis as a group marched toward the mayor's home in demand of resignation. Okay, so this is what the outrage is about right now. Again, another news outlet, this person. God, the other angle didn't even do the couple in St. Louis. Oh, she came down looking for an excuse to shoot someone. Okay, all right. So this guy is same narrative. Little quick video. Listen to this. Listen. Oh, that's too bad. Okay, so you can't hear it in this one. And I searched for it. I was getting so upset because I was searching online everywhere for these videos, for 90 minutes before I actually made this thing. So I wanted to share the footage with you. So let me just give you guys a little bit of context on what's going on here. Okay. So last night I hype on Twitter. Before I'm going to bed, I like to stay up to date in the current events so I can work through them with you guys, so we can work through them together and understand them and how we feel about them. And so I get in Twitter last night, and what happens is it shows this couple pointing guns at people. Now, last night on Twitter, the only video you could find was a video that was a minute 29 seconds long, and I'm going to show you guys that video. Okay, I'm going to show you guys that video. Because you literally now, if you go online right now, you literally cannot find this video anywhere. Like, it's damn near impossible to find this video right now. Okay, so just know, Gillen Gang, and if you guys are listening on podcast or watching on YouTube, I'm going to show this video, but it's almost impossible to find this. So last night around 8 or 9, when was this? 10 o'clock maybe? I found this 9 or 10 o'clock. Last night on Twitter and everywhere online, all you could find was this video. It was not being very wide. It was not being reported by any news outlets or anything yet. Okay, so I'm going to play this video. But before I do, you can't find this video this morning. I woke up this morning, the narrative has been made by mainstream media. It's been made by the far left, which we know the media is controlled by the far left. Which, you guys, let's be real, there is an evil in the world that is trying to, and I know it sounds cliche because it's been dismissed as a conspiracy theory for so long, but the NWO, the New World Order, and what that New World Order wants is they want a central global government, a central global bank. They want the whole globe to be one thing, and that's why you see communism so massive in so many parts of the world. And you want to know the one place, you want to know why world domination, why world control hasn't been done yet? Is because of America, because it's the one country for the last however many years, since 1776, right? So it's the only nation that stands completely free. And as long as the America has the strongest military in the world, America will not fall. But that only stays strong if the American economy stays strong. But once the American economy falls, and once you guys start to see the American military start to fall, which don't make no mistake, America's not going to fall. America is falling right now. America is under attack, and it is falling right now. It is falling right now before our eyes. And the media has programmed us to be so scared and so afraid, Gillen Gang, that people out there are literally wearing fucking masks inside to the grocery store when it's 90 degrees out. Okay? People are coming up and yelling at people and screaming at people. And there's so much hate and rage. And I know that we want to get angry and we want to scream at the top of the roofs that this is fake. But we can't. We have to meet these people where they're at. Like, what we have to remember, Gillen Gang, is as enraged as you are about how could people possibly be missing this, you have to understand that the people that don't understand your point of view, they feel the exact same way about why in the fuck don't you just put on a mask. So we have to understand that even though it's different details, we both feel the same way. We feel the same way. And so that's why it's so fucking important to have these conversations. I don't know what's right or wrong. I will say this. Last night, what happened is the mayor of St. Louis, in a fucking disgusting and despicable act, Lydia, I can't pronounce her last name. The mayor went live on Facebook, and she read the full names, and she read the address or the street address. And then at the couple of the last ones, she read the full address. She read the full names and addresses or street names of people who were protesting, defunding the police. So which first off, Gillen Gang, I do not support. I think we need to defend the police. I think that we need way better training. It's a bunch of fucking clown shoes that becoming a city cop is so fucking easy. It's so easy. It's disgusting. Okay. So I'm not going to pretend like there's not a problem with the police system in America, but to defund the police is absolutely goddamn fucking ignorant. And we're going to see in this video why it's absolutely ignorant. It's so ridiculous. I'm sorry, it is. We need to defend the police, and they need better training. I mean, think about how much training the military goes through, or even somebody like the Spec Ops, like Navy SEALs or Rangers or PJs in the Air Force, right? Like, think of the training they go through, MARSOC in the Marine Corps, okay? Think of that. They go through elite training. Now, why can't we train our cops to be more elite? When those Spec Ops guys, special operations, when those Spec Ops guys are before they're getting sent out, they do 18 months of training for a 6-month deployment. To become like a city cop, you go to like a 2-hour fucking class, like once a year. Like, what are we talking about? Okay. So I just want to say, I'm sorry if you don't, no, I'm not sorry. Like, I respect your right and your perspective to believe whatever you want to believe, but defunding the police is goddamn ignorant. It's the most ignorant thing I could possibly even fucking think of. Look at what's happening in CHOP right now. Look what's happening in Chaz. And what's coming to a point is that good, hardworking Americans are so afraid of our freedoms being taken away in our lives because, look, 2 cops were just shot in Tulsa last night, point blank. People are being shot and killed inside of CHOP, inside the autonomous zone in Seattle. Cops can't come in there, though. They can't respond. They can't go in there to save somebody's life that's been chopped when they're laying there fucking bleeding out going, you know what? All this bullshit, all this fucking stupid stuff wasn't worth losing my life for some Instagram shit, right? And so what's happening right now is I'm like, yeah, there's all kinds of crazy shit. The mayor doing that, the mayor coming out and publicly calling out private taxpaying citizens who are exercising their right to stand up for defund the police, for her to come out and try to ridicule them and put them in danger is absolutely asinine, especially from that's just as from one American to another. Like, fuck you. Why would you put one of your fellow, just because you disagree with them, you want to put them in harm's way? That's despicable. That's despicable. Think about your kids. Think about your kids. Do you agree with every single thing that your fucking kid says? It's the same goddamn thing. If you don't agree with what your kids say, would you put them on blast where you're literally putting them in harm's way? People are so fragile because they've been hurt as a child and they never learn how to heal that. And so they just go out and they find these external circumstances and events in reality that can validate their anger and their feeling, and they act out in rage. It's so absurd. And so this morning, I wake up to a completely different narrative. Twitter censoring things, YouTube censoring things, Google completely censored. We know Google and YouTube's owned. I haven't even been on Facebook and Instagram to look. I'm fucking sure they're censored it. And so it's really enraging me because we're under attack, America. We're literally under attack. Our freedom is under attack from a new world order that is trying to win the presidency. They're trying to steal the election so they can take over America and turn it into George Orwell's 1984. Like, literally, on a scale of 1 to 1984, how fucking awesome do you feel having to wear a muzzle to go out in public and follow arrows on the ground? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? How's this not? Oh, coronavirus. CNN was just reporting this morning that Texas hospitals statewide are at capacity with the surge in coronavirus. Surging coronavirus. Meanwhile, doctors and surgeons at hospitals across Texas have come out and publicly been saying, listen, you guys, despite what the media is reporting, that's not true. It's not true. We are not at capacity. Our hospitals are not full. Doctors and surgeons are speaking up finally, saying enough is enough. They're starting to understand that our freedom is under attack. Okay? I hate to keep blowing the Trump horn, but it's like, dude, I don't understand how people can't understand this. And so it's interesting because what the mayor of St. Louis did is absolutely disgusting. If there's private taxpaying citizens who want to stand up and peacefully protest or defund the police, they should be able to. And I support the fact that our military, our veterans, active and non-active, retired, have sacrificed so fucking much for this great country, for those citizens to be able to stand up and protest and say defund the police, to say Black Lives Matter. Even though I don't agree with Black Lives Matter, I know it's a racist movement funded by George Soros and a racist left side Democrat. I know that. But listen, if you don't know that, I'm not going to preach to you. I support your right to stand up and say whatever the fuck you want, because that's what America's founded on. But we've become a nation full of bitches and pussies. Like, why is everybody so fucking sensitive? Like, I don't care, man. I don't fucking care. You don't like it, then don't listen. Like, it's ridiculous how soft America's become. And it's literally America's falling before our eyes. Right before our eyes. Facts. Absolute facts. Okay? So check this out. Last night, this starts to come that people are protesting. And the protests look pretty peaceful. But they're screaming and hollering. However, if you guys have dared to look anywhere besides what the media feeds you on TV, you're going to see that a lot of these protests are not fucking peaceful at all. People are getting fucked up. People are violently being beat. There's past episodes of the Marshall Gillen Show where I've showed protesters, black protesters, beating a little tiny white woman with 2x4s and beating the fuck out of her a couple of weeks ago while she was standing in front of her business saying, "Don't fuck this up. Don't ruin my don't ruin my business." Beat the fuck out of her. Okay. There's people, African-American people, black community people running up, beating the fuck out of white people all over the internet. You can go find them. Just in violent acts of racism. Now, I'm not preaching one way or other. You can find just as equally, we've said this before, Gillen Gang, on the internet, you can find anything to enforce or reinforce any narrative that you want. So just know that guys, you know, I used to teach this in Top Paid Speaker. You can't do anything with that. So don't worry about that. But I taught that for 3 years. Okay. I went across, that's how my career started, as a top paid speaker, traveling globally, speaking on stages. And then I trained speakers all across the world. They've gone out and made multiple 7 figures after my training, after learning. And what I teach is persuasion and influence. And the first thing that we teach in speaking in the art of persuasion and influence is that you've got to create frames. You've got to create a frame for your audience to see within. And then you position whatever picture you want within that frame. But if they have the whole picture, you can't fucking persuade them to influence them. So you got to create a frame within that. And so that's all the media is doing, is they're just creating frames. And so this video I'm going to show you right now, which is 1 minute, 29 seconds long, you can't find that right now. The media is only reporting the little 30-second clips that show the end or show the people that make it look like these people are violently coming out of their home. If you Google St. Louis couple right now, every single headline is going to say peaceful protesters, couple attack, peaceful protesters. They're framing it to look like America's out of control. They're framing it to look like that America's full of a bunch of racist, wild fucking elitist people. It's not. If you're listening to this, you know how many of those people do you actually know? Not many. The media makes it seem like all of America's full of all racists. It's not. I don't know any racists personally. And I know a lot of fucking people. Okay? There are racists out there. I don't deny that. But to say that mostly America is racist and we're all just want to kill each other, that's bullshit. It's complete bullshit. This is why you're going to want to get a gun, though. Check this out. This is what the media is not showing you. Let's play this video. Okay, boom. Right here, you guys can see they're passing through a gate right here. That is private property, okay? There's a gate there that is private property, and it looks like this. As a matter of fact, this is it. Private property, access limited to residents. This is not you. This is private property. You cannot come in here. The reason that people work their fucking ass off, okay, is to have freedoms. That's why these people have worked their ass off to have financial freedom, to have time freedom, so much so that they invested their money to be inside of a gated community. Now, you can say whatever the fuck you want to say about that. It doesn't matter if you think that's right or wrong. The reality of it is that in America, you can earn as much as you want. They don't teach you that, and the media certainly won't tell you that, and you're definitely fucking sure as shit not going to learn that in school. You'll learn that at Gillen University if you sign up. Classes start July 6th. You'll learn that in Gillen University. I teach everything that I'm a 5-time college dropout. I had to go out and make my own university to fucking teach people what actually need to be taught so they can create health, wealth, love, and happiness. I don't just talk about it. I show up and do it. But they're not going to teach you this in school, right? And so it's interesting right now, Gillen Gang, because we as Americans have freedoms. We have the pursuit of happiness. We have liberties that our forefathers died for. Now, some of them were racist. Yeah, absolutely. But everybody wants to go reparations. Let's fucking slow down. Let's keep in mind that a white Republican government fought a racist white Democratic government for freedom of slaves. Okay? Abraham Lincoln abolished slavery and then was fucking murdered for it. Okay? And then the Ku Klux Klan was started in opposition to the Republican Party and the freedom for slaves, the Emancipation Proclamation. Learn your history. Okay? So in reality, everybody wants to go, oh, fucking Americans are racist and reparations for black people. Like, fucking shut up. 600,000 free white Americans died in the Civil War fighting for the right for slaves to be free. So let's shit can that fucking talk because I'm not listening to it. I'm not a racist. I don't know anybody that was a racist. I didn't own slaves. My people didn't own. I don't know anybody that my distant relatives haven't owned any slaves. You don't know anybody that's owned slaves. You haven't owned slaves. Your relatives and distant relatives haven't owned slaves. Like, I'm just saying, this is not an attack against anybody. What I'm saying, Gillen Gang, is like, let's just stop the madness and take a step back and remember what America is founded on, which is the ability to be free, freedom of speech, freedom to bear arms, freedom to own property, freedom of religion, freedom to go out and fucking start a business and make as much money as you want, right? But it's under attack. It's being stripped from us right before our eyes. So let's watch this. You can't find this online anymore. Here they go, walking through the gate. They're in a private residence. They're on private property right now.
All right, y'all see he got a gun and shit. And y'all can see. Y'all see on my live feed live, he got his rifle. Y'all can see he does have a weapon. And y'all can see this individual also has a rifle.
Get out! Get out! Private property! Get out! Get out! Private property! Get out! Hold it! Private property! It's a sidewalk! Get out! Get out!
Y'all screenshot this. Show.
People are so ignorant. Okay, so that's the video that was circulating last night on Twitter. Okay, that's the video that was circulating last night on Twitter. When I woke up this morning, it was completely gone. You cannot. It's almost impossible to find that video. I'm upset because what happened is there was another video that was circulating that. Okay, so you guys saw the end of that video, right, where it was shooting this way. If it was shooting this way, if you guys were to pan to what the front of the house was, there was another video of somebody shooting in the. And now listen, the Karen, which is just, she was being a Karen, right? She looked like she was like 2 or 3 glasses of wine deep, which whatever, that's her right. And if you guys have seen what happened in fucking Minneapolis, I mean, there's been almost $1 billion of damage in name of Black Lives Matter. In Seattle, fucking whole city, the Democratic mayor and the Democratic government, they're laughing about it. They go, oh, it's not a big deal. It's just like a little bit of a park and just a few blocks of downtown. Like it's actually kind of good. Like it's an experiment in an alternative community. What the fuck are we talking about? Since when in America could I and my friends get our guns out and get enough people that we go and we just block off part of town and just say, oh, it's ours. And if you come in here, we'll fucking kill you. This is a town. How is that a fucking thing? Are you kidding me? That's what my brothers and sisters, that's what my friends, the families, that's what the veterans have gone and died for. That's what they fought for. What makes me so upset is that, again, if the video is gone now, but if you pan back, what happens is that lady's out there going, get out of here, get out of here. And you hear a lady over the back go, shut the fuck up, you stupid fucking cunt, screaming in anger. Right after that, a guy goes, fuck you, cunt. I served it. And I'm sorry, I'm being vulgar. This is just the verbatim, the words. Fuck you, cunt. I served in Afghanistan. I'll come take that from you. I'll come take that fucking thing from you. Right? Screaming at her. You guys heard in the video I just showed. It's a public street, you idiot. You don't own the street. Actually, no, you dumb B. It says very plain and clearly that's private property. You are trespassing on private property. Now, what's so sad is that most of these people don't even know what they're fucking angry about. Literally. I was at the gym in Sterling here at Westwood. People are wearing fucking masks while they're working out. They don't even know why they're actually wearing masks. They don't even actually know why. You want to know the number one way to control society? Keep them in fear. Make them sick and keep them in fear. That's the number one way to control society. You got to keep them sick and keep them in fear. I actually have this really funny, it's not actually a funny meme, but it's a very accurate meme if I can find it. It's of a king overlooking his castle as it's being stormed, and his like assistant says, "Don't worry." Okay, so this is the thing. This is the meme. You guys can see the king is there. For people on podcasts, it's a cartoon. The king is standing on the edge of his castle, overlooking the people. The fucking squire, whatever, is right behind him, and it shows a bunch of people with pitchforks and torches below. And the caption says, "Oh, you don't need to fight them. You just need to convince the pitchfork people that the torch people want to take away their pitchforks." Okay? And so it's very, very easy. If you guys look over the history of America, starting back to 1913, when inflation really started, which you guys, what used to cost $1 in 1913 now costs $98. Okay? No other place in the world is inflation is not a real thing. It's the government stealing money from us. Inflation's not real. They tell you it's real, and then they create a media source that makes you live in fear. And then they create crooked politicians that buy into a system that argue one way or the other, and then lobbyists that go one way or the other. And it's all just funded by a few really elite people that are literally trying to take over the globe. And what they're trying to do is dismantle America, the freedom of America. It's what the Industrial Revolution was. That's what happened during the Industrial Revolution. You saw families be divided as the father left the homestead because mother, daughter, son, father, everybody, dog used to work as one on the prairie, on the home front. And then they would just help their neighbors out. Same thing when towns started to come together. But what happened once the Industrial Revolution happened? And all of a sudden, big business boomed, and the building of factories, right? And we're not even talking about war yet. We're not even talking about the men getting shipped off to war, war is just a money-making machine for politicians. That's all it does. And so what happens with the Industrial Revolution is our men go to the factories to work long hours, but they make a lot more money. And because they feel guilty for being away so long, okay, well, here, mom, take the kids into town, get yourself a dress, and get them something nice. And so now you see the beginning of materialism. You start to see that beginning of that working for the American dream, keeping up with the Joneses. Now what's happening is mom is at home lonely. The kids don't have any connection to dad. They're going into school where they're being programmed and taught to fall in, react to the bell, listen for the bell, sit down and don't talk, don't get help from your neighbor, which is complete bullshit. The wealthy and rich, they know that the easiest and best and quickest way to get rich and have success is power of association, to share ideas. It's about collaboration. It's never about competition, but we're not taught that. And so the Industrial Revolution, you see, okay, now there's a division in the household. dad makes a lot of money and mom feels like she's not good enough. And dad's never around anyway. So how would she know what it's like to stay home? How would he know what it's like to stay home with the kids all day? Meanwhile, dad's like, yeah, well, fuck you. You don't know what it's like to have to leave my family and go to work all day. Now, all of a sudden, you start to see into the 50s and 60s when the framing is free rights. If you're a woman, you need to stand up for your rights. Fuck this. Women are as equal as men. Oh, really? Not saying that intellectually or emotionally, but like there's things that men evolutionary were designed to do better than women and vice versa. What's wrong with that? What the fuck is wrong with that? Why would you look at a rose and want it to be a sunflower? Why would you look at a sunflower and want it to be a rose? Why? That's ridiculous. Why would you go buy a fucking rose and then bring it home and look at it and go, I don't know why this can't be a fucking sunflower. I put it in the sun every day. Like, it's the same fucking thing. Why would men want to be women? And I don't mean that in a, like, okay, let me back up, because I support everything. Like, we're all God's creations, and God is just experiencing him and herself through a creation, which is us. So there's no right or wrong. There's nothing wrong with being gay or being lesbian or trans or any of that. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. It's just a representation in the video game that their soul's journey is playing. Because guess fucking what? When we all die in some fucking whatever, 60 to 100 years, however long we live, right? When we all die, guess what? We don't die. Our soul doesn't die gay, die black, die fucking American, die free, die enslaved. It doesn't die poor. It doesn't die rich. It just, life, the video game is unplugged. It's like when your mom comes in and turns off the video game, you're like, come on. You're like, oh, fucking mom. And you just start it up again. It's the same exact thing. But what I'm saying is that what's wrong with a man being a man and a woman being a woman, or what the fuck ever? So you start to see this division created in America through politics, through programming, through media, through movies, through music. And as you move into it, into, the fucking 70s and 80s, you see another big swing and a change in America. And now, everything is a competition. And everybody now, as we get into the 2000s, it's like everything is offensive. You can't say anything without offending somebody. Now with social media and everything being so easily accessible, everybody's fucking offended by everything. Nobody reads anything anymore. Nobody takes full context. Nobody watches the whole video. They take the little soundbite that they're fed and they get enraged and they go out and they react. And if you try to say, hey, did you watch the whole video? Hey, did you read the whole thing? Oh, fuck you. You're a racist. You're just like them bigot racist right here. Shut the fuck up. Like, come on, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Like, come on. When did America stop being America? Like, why does everybody have to agree with us? What does it fucking matter if somebody doesn't? What does it matter if your neighbor is fucking gay and loves purple flags and fucking, has all that and you don't? Who fucking cares? Not fucking taking anything away from you. Not taking a goddamn thing away from you. Or vice versa. Or whatever fucking other circumstance you want to talk about. It's absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd. But the reality of it is that you can't even start to heal yourself internally. You can't even start to get to a place of acceptance and love and forgiveness for society, which comes through yourself, until you're willing to wake up, take the red pill, and unplug from the matrix, unplug from the media, unplug from and it's not even if it's unplugged. Like, I'm still plugged into the media and the movies and music, but it's because I have an understanding of exactly what it is and what it isn't. You know what I mean? I know what they're trying to do. I know the agenda. I know the agenda is to destroy America, to destroy freedom. And dude, we can go again. I went down deep in the rabbit hole in episode 34 of the Marshall Gillen Show. So go check it out if you haven't heard it. But it's infuriating to me. This is absolutely infuriating. And I'm not going to lie. Like, it's just like, I don't even understand how it's a thing. I don't even understand how today I could wake up and there's people going, they don't have the right. You take them to jail. That's a felony. It's a felony for them to brandish weapons it's a felony for them to brandish weapons in in Missouri. What are we talking about? I'm not saying that you need to fucking, that you should be pulling guns on people. But when somebody comes up into your shit, based on what's happening in the society right now, what's actually happening now, what the media is reporting, it's scary times, you guys. It's scary times. Now, the part that's most disheartening to me is that when I think of that protester, the veteran that was screaming at that lady, fuck you, you cunt. I served in Afghanistan. I'll take that from you. I'm like, bro, really, dude? Like, you're telling me that you sacrificed so much time and energy, your best friends died in Afghanistan for you to have the right to trespass on somebody's private property and then scream absurdities to them when they exercise their free Second Right Amendment, which is to bear arms, which is freedom of speech, which is what you supposedly fought and your friends died for, and now you're directly going against that? You're telling me that you went to Afghanistan, you lost people, you probably suffered from PTSD, you went through all of that so you could fucking trespass on private property and scream at a private free citizen that you're going to go take their guns from them? I don't believe you, bro. And I think that if you stopped and you actually processed what you're feeling and saying, that you would go, holy fucking shit, what am I doing? What am I actually doing? You know what, Marshall, you're right. I am so mad at the mayor for what she did. That's not right. I fought, and my brothers and sisters died in this country for the right for people to say defund the police. Even though I don't agree with it, Marshall, people died for the right for them to say that. And I'm not going to let some shit ass mayor infringe on that. Okay? I agree with that. But do you see what's happening? In the pursuit of what he stands for and what he truly believes in his heart of hearts, he's willing to go against everything that he believes just to validate that one fucking thing. So you tell me, Gillen Gang, does it make it okay? Does it make it okay then for him to break and everything that he stands for just to support that one thing? Because the saying goes, if you will stand for nothing, you fall for anything. If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. And so, Gillen Gang, it's interesting because on Instagram this morning, I posted a meme for the podcast listeners. It's a meme it says, social media has made too many of you comfortable with disrespecting people and not getting punched in the mouth for it. Okay, which I thought was funny. And the caption I wrote was 100%, like we say where I come from, talk shit, get hit. Okay. And a lot of Gillen Gangs like, yo, what's up? Like, yeah, yada, yada, yada. Now, this one lady, she says, your message has completely changed since I started following you. You used to be positive, inspiring, seem to be on a path of healing, shaking my head, palm to the face. Okay. Now, I said to her, I'm just saying, America's under attack and I'm being called to stand for freedom. You don't actually follow me. You sometimes glance at some dumbass bullshit IG account. If you actually followed me, you'd be listening to the Marshall Gillen Show. I know you're not listening to it because if you had been, you wouldn't be here writing this. I'm not mad at you. We're all busy and have to be judicious with our time and energy. But I reject your perception of me. I respect your right to believe that of me, but I don't accept it of me because I know it's not true. Anyone who listens to me and isn't just a headline reader knows that I'm all about healing and love. Right now, though, is about aligning with my people so we can serve at a higher level in the years and fight to come. Gillen Gang. Now, the reason I'm saying that to you, Gillen Gang, is because I love America. I'm not any party. I'm for everybody. I'm for love and healing. I'm for love, acceptance, and freedom. Okay? You guys, it's so simple, but you have to unplug and you have to learn how to deal with anger and rage. And so it breaks my heart to see what's happening in America right now, because it's like, really, guys, we're really going to try to vilify somebody who is just scared because of what's based on what's happening of the demolition of America systematically by the far left government, by the big stream media. We're really going to vilify Americans for protecting their home. They were being peaceful. They were scared. Hey, they were just saying, get out of here. This is private property. Get out of here. Right? Conversely, we've got to exercise our right, though, to stand up against mayors like that. So I know that going with pitchforks and fucking torches to the mayor's house, blah, is like I know that maybe that's the way we used to do it in the past, but there's so much more power in making a video like this. Like if imagine instead of if 1,000 people went to the mayor's house last night, imagine 1,000 of them. Imagine instead of if each 1,000 of them streamed live at the exact same, they organized something, they all went live at the exact same time, preaching to their audience. Largest live fucking stream, blah, 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 blah. Imagine if they were to do that, how much more productive it would be. Then we could take it globally and start talking about transcending the media, transcending the far left Democrats, and preaching to the world, the rest of the world. Yeah, a lot of them, people look at America like, oh, you stupid fucking Americans, but they look at us like stupid fucking Americans because they're so envious and jealous of the freedom that we have. And they're like, you fucking squander it every single moment you get, you stupid fucks. That's what the rest of the world thinks of us. They're like, how could you not be happy in the place with the best capitalists, the most opportunity, the most freedom ever? And right now, Americans are giving away that power. Let me put on a muzzle. Let me follow the arrows. Let me believe the coronavirus, even though I love when people go, you got to just listen to the science, Marshall. Oh yeah, what science? You tell me what science? The science that you heard on CNN, from the New York Post, from the Washington Post, New York Times, from what? For what? Which one? Fox? Which one? Bloomberg? Look at. If I still have the graphic up, I'll show you guys. This is the graphic. You guys, it's all owned by the same shit. It's all owned by 1 of 6 companies. For you guys on podcasts, I'm showing the fucking famous image with the big 6. Shows that basically, right in this one picture, it shows that basically 90% of all media is owned by 6 companies. If I show this image, then it basically shows that 100% of every single thing that you see and hear online every single day is framed and positioned by 1 of 10 companies. The Microsoft, Yahoo, AOL, and Google. Over here, you see Viacom, you see Sony, News Corp, Time Warner, Comcast, and Disney. Those are the 10 corporations that control America, that control the world. Make no mistake, America, we are under attack right now. America is not going to fall. America is falling. And if we start turning against each other like they're doing, if they keep playing us like pawns, if we keep letting them play us like pawns, we're all being played. Rule number 1, divide and conquer. Okay? Divide and conquer. If they keep us fighting with each other, we will never fight the true enemy, which is the establishment, which is the Satanists that are controlling us. You guys, the way that they divide and conquer, the mechanisms that they use are things like skin color, things like nationality, things like sexual identity, religion, the language that we speak, the profession that you have, whatever class or economic social class you belong to, the social customs and rituals that you have, or even the political identity. They are conquering and dividing us one by one, and we're falling for it, Gillen Gang. It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. The First Amendment gives me the right to say what I want to say. That doesn't mean you should be hateful, because listen, in America, you'll get fucked up. Like I said, listen, sometimes you got to, look, I'm a good old boy. I grew up on a farm. I hate violence, and I hope I never get in a fight again, but sometimes you got to go outside, and if it's going to be one, it's going to be one. Like, let's go outside. Let's go outside. Let's get froggy. If you're feeling froggy, jump. Sometimes it comes to that. And then guess what happens? Somebody catches a good old-fashioned ass whooping, and guess what they don't do no more? They don't talk shit. Ask Danny Bushman from Rock Falls, right? Danny Bushman, I was in high school, he went to the rival Rock Falls. I don't know where this kid's even at anymore these days. Talking shit. He was texting my girlfriend. I didn't even know. My girlfriend at the time in high school was a big slut. Didn't know at all. She was fucking tons of dudes. She was just a little kid back then, so who knows? I mean, we were fucking 17, 18. But looking back on it, he was texting her late at night, and it seemed like so out of the blue, but I bet it's because she was probably fucking around with him. That's probably what happened. I mean, I'm literally just realizing that right now. I was laying with her in bed, and this is my senior year, and I got a text came on the phone to her and was like, "Hey, yo, what's up?" And it was like fucking 1 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, "What in the fuck is that guy texting you for?" Right? And I was very jealous and insecure when I was younger. And she's like, "Oh no, he just used to live behind me." She's probably lying to me. I found out many years later that she was banging a whole bunch of dudes. But hey, it's her right to do that, right? And so I find out who this kid is, and he's like, "I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm gonna fuck you up." I'm like, "Bro, if I find you, I'm gonna fuck you up." And so one night he was talking shit, and this is like on MySpace or something. I don't even know if we had MySpace back in the day. I don't even know if we had MySpace yet. He was talking shit, and I went to his house and found him in Rock Falls. And I parked in the back alley, and he came out, and we're like, I mean, guys, it was nighttime. It was dark. This kid was notorious for talking tall shit to people. There was nobody around. Literally, it was just him and me. Good old fashioned fucking. I'm 30. I'll be 36 soon. This is like 18 years ago, And so I fucking pull up. There's just a couple street lights in the fucking alley. It's a gravel alley in the middle of nowhere, America. Good old 10,000 town, Midwest America, Illinois. And I'm walking down. He's walking towards me, and we come and we lock up. And I try to take him down, but he was like a real good wrestler, and he pinned me on my back. And so I'm literally on my back, and but he wasn't stronger than me. I just was too out of shape because I was a fat beer drinker. I couldn't get wind enough to get up. but I was physically like strong. I just couldn't get up because he was mounted on me. And so he's trying to hold down my arms. In the meantime, I was on the bottom. I don't know, but I'm like boom, 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 like kind of fucking him up. And then he falls off, and I just I got up and I was like, fuck you, stay away from so-and-so and blah, 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 blah. And I left. Fucked him up, right? I'm not proud of that. I'm just saying that's how it went down. I get a call from his mother an hour later. I'm on the landline. She had somehow found out. My parents, she probably went for this 18 years ago, went in the phone book. She's calling. My mom answers. Marshall, it's for you. She's screaming at me. My son's in the hospital right now. His head is swollen, blah, blah, blah. Like she's so fearful for her son, like terrified. Okay. That was like the first 1 minute of the call. After that, she stopped talking. She was sobbing for a little bit. And she said, but honestly, Marshall, I know he's going to make it out of this. And I have to say, thank you. Thank you for whooping his ass, because he's been running his mouth way too much the last few years, and it was bound to happen. And you guys know what happened to fucking Danny Bushman after that? He stopped fucking talking shit probably for the rest of his life. He was around town for a few years after that, and he was just the nicest fucking guy. Literally, I saw him in a bar a year later, didn't even recognize him because I don't really know him at all. And he came up to me. He goes, bro, he said, you whooping my ass that night was the best thing that ever happened to me. He had a big old smile on his face. Now, listen, that's one tiny circumstance, and I'm not condoning violence ever. I don't think that we as human beings were designed for violence. Actually, if I get into my spiritual woo-woo shit, each planet was an experiment. And then when that experiment failed, the universe made another experiment. And so that's how it's gone. And so Venus was one of love, but Venus was too lovey-dovey. And so it didn't work right. And so they made Mars, and they gave them opposable thumbs, but Mars was too violent, and it created a war that essentially killed off all of Mars. And then Earth was the next experiment. And so it's trying to find that balance between what is the best way for God to experience the fullest fullest spectrum of himself. And so that's why Earth exists. I don't know what comes next after that, but that's just how I feel it goes down. And so, I'm never condoning violence, but the reality of it is that sometimes when it does come down to a good old fucking ass whooping, it does something good. And so what I'm saying is that, like, look, America's America. We were born on, you guys should read a book called American Mania, When More Is Not Enough. I went to college 5 times, dropped out 5 times, but I was part of the required reading for literature I did in one of my, must have been a literature class, English class. I don't remember what it was, but it was a really good book, American Mania, When More Is Not Enough. And it basically foreshadowed what's going to happen to America and how it's going to implode from within by people turning against each other, because they'll never be able to satisfy the void that is created in America. That's systematic. I mean, it's everybody. You guys say, some people say systematic racism. It's systematic everything. Literally, there have been people trying to take down America for a really, really long time. Okay. It's been all big a part of a plan. Donald Trump was literally like a fucking Hail Mary. After Trump is out of office, I don't know if we'll see another conservative president in the White House anytime soon. And that really scares me, America, because there's a lot of crazy shit going on right now. And I'm not necessarily conservative. I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. I'm a fucking American. But it's a balance of freedom. And we're not getting it right now. And so I was gonna share some more stuff with you guys, but we went pretty long today. That's what she said. I don't know if that's what she said. That was a weak attempt. Hey, what's up, girl? I love your direct talk. Fight with sometimes you have to, Kim. And I'm never one for violence. I'm a big old hippie, man. Like, I really am now. Like, I'm getting ready to bebop across America in an RV, and I'm free loving. But let's be real, right? Like, come on, man. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta roll up your sleeves and get dirty. Whatever analogy you guys want to use, Gillen Gang. Like, whatever analogy you want to use. It's like sometimes you just gotta roll up your sleeves and get dirty. We were built on a nation who wanted more, who wanted freedom from religious persecution, from big government. Like, the way that this democracy is supposed to work is it's founded on we the people, small government, freedoms and rights, liberty to own liberty to own property, right? To be able to go out and make money. That's what we're founded on. So I don't understand why we're all fighting against each other. Why we're all so offended. We're all offended because we've been agitated and stirred up by people that are trying to destroy us. Not us though, Gillen Gang. Not us though, Gillen Gang. Okay? I was going to teach you guys something today. I think I did some pretty good teaching as it is, though. I was going to teach you guys something today. I'm starting something called OMAD, OMAD, O-M-A-D, OMAD, O-M-A-D. It's an acronym for 1 meal a day. And so I'm starting 1 meal a day this week for a myriad of reasons, which I was going to explain and break down of why it's so healing. Maybe I'll just do that tomorrow for an episode. We'll see. But I'm starting 1 meal a day. But the main reason I'm doing it is because I'm going to go on a psilocybin mushroom journey on probably Friday. I think it's going to be Friday or Sunday. But I want to be as cleansed and as like free as I possibly can. So I'm going to do 1 meal a day leading up until Friday. Usually I would do a 3-day fast leading up to it. But I'm going to do just 1 meal a day because I'm trying to recover from having all that time off at the gym too. So I'm going to share that with you guys though. So just know I'll explain more about that in the episodes to come, but I'm going to 1 meal a day for a reason, which means I'm going to eat at 4:30 just one time every day, fasting, so I can prepare myself for my psilocybin journey on Friday, which is, I guess I technically probably shouldn't show these because I think they're schedule 1, which imagine that. Can you guys imagine that? Something that grows completely free, that doesn't get you high, that doesn't get you high, that literally all psychedelics is it basically is you pushing the pause button on the game of life, and then you getting to take a step back as your higher self and look at your life objectively. It's like you get I swear to God, it's like, I'm not saying that you should go do it, but I'm just explaining what it's kind of like. It's like you have the perception of God and a perception of you at the same time, at the exact same time, but you can't tell that. And I can't really explain it. I'm just saying that you are you, but you're also like God at the exact same time. And it's fucking wild. You get an opportunity to take a step back and look at what is causing you pain. And then you get to heal that. Okay? So plant medicine has been outlawed. Plant medicine there's so many medicinal healing benefits of plant medicine, all kinds of plant medicine. Ayahuasca, peyote, psilocybin, even LSD, right? By Albert Hoffman, which is not, it's been tabbed some party drug, but it's not a party drug. It's not at all. This will only be my second time taking mushrooms. My first time actually eating mushrooms. The first time was 4-ACO DMT, and that was last March, 2019. But I'm going to go back in and see what Mother Nature has for me. I'm going to tap back into Source and see what she has. So I'm going to be eating one of these on Friday, probably about 11 o'clock in the morning, and it'll probably last, eating a whole one of these will probably last for about 4 to 5 hours. And I don't know what's going to happen, but I know I'm going to tap back into Source, and I'm going to report back to you guys with what happened. So I was going to get more into that, and we can get into that in another episode, but I just wanted to let you guys know I am moving to OMAD because I'm going to be doing a psilocybin mushroom ceremony on Friday, and I'm gonna plug in, and I'm gonna plug into the into Source and see what's up. All right. So if you guys got some value out of this show, do me a favor, make sure you're subscribed to the Marshall Gillen Show here on Apple or on Google, on Stitcher or Spotify, wherever you're listening to us from. And it would literally mean the world to me, you guys, if you just go ahead and leave me a review and we start to get this podcast out to as many people as possible. It's time to wake up America. It's time to have that bold talk that nobody else is willing to have, that they're scared to have. I've been being honest and real for the beginning of time. You guys have seen me bawling here. I'm live on camera so many times, right? What has my mission statement been forever? I'm on a mission to save 1 billion lives, who save 1 billion lives with the power of vulnerability and storytelling. I'm sometimes scared to say the things that I'm truly thinking because I know in today's society, you're not allowed to say that, but fuck it. I just said, but fuck it. But fuck it. But fuck it, right? I'm going to say it anyways because I'm not trying to spread hate, trying to spread awareness. I want to save freedom. I want to save America, and I want to love all of you. So do me a favor. If you're watching me live on YouTube, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notified because I'm not going to go live at any certain times. I'm just going to try to go live as often as possible. And I want you guys to tune in live with me so we can interact. So you guys can comment below as we do it. So I can see, oh, this is what you're saying. And then what do I feel about that? And even for people who don't agree, hey, this is my point of view. Hey, we even have the software to make it possible to be able to bring people on the show. And so just know the more we talk about it, the more, and listen, if you don't want to talk about it, then just share my video or tag somebody, in this video or email this video to somebody, text this video to somebody. right? Just click the little arrow and click copy and then share that link somewhere. Get this message out. All right. Gillen Gang, we're on a mission to save 1 billion lives, to save 1 billion lives. So again, as always, I'm going to end this episode by challenging you guys, not inviting you anymore. Fuck that. I'm going to challenge you that I know that these things are infuriating. I know that they can be enraging. I know that when you're woke, you just don't understand how the fuck everybody else can't be woke. But we have to remember to meet everybody with compassion and empathy and love and acceptance and forgiveness, because the way that you feel about them not understanding is the exact same way that they feel about you not understanding. It's just two different points of view, but God is experiencing him and herself. It's a yin and a yang. You can't have one without the other. You literally cannot have love without fear. They don't exist. Otherwise, there's no paradigm. Like, you can't understand what light is if there's no darkness. That doesn't exist. And so you guys have to understand is that every point of view has to exist for you to have your point of view. And so the people that are against you are actually doing you a favor, because they are the catalyst that allows you to believe in what you believe in. And acceptance of that is freedom in and of itself. And once you have acceptance and you can find joy within the contrast of life, oh my God. Oh, Gillen Gang, that's when that shit gets good. And so, look, you guys know what I stand for and what I believe in. And yes, it makes me upset that these things are happening, but I'm not going to run out there and just spewing off rage and hate, because like energy attracts like energy. And so I'm going to challenge you guys not to do the same. I'm going to challenge you guys to stand up as leaders, not like that dirtbag fucking mayor in St. Louis, scumbag. What a scumbag move. Cowardly and weak, scarcity mindset to try to turn fellow Americans against each other. Absolutely ridiculous. But hey, man, you don't know what you don't know. And a lot of people are scared, and she's scared right now. That mayor is scared. She doesn't want to be a scumbag. She doesn't want to hurt, but she's in pain, and she never learned how to solve that. And so she acts out through her mind, but not with her heart. And it's a combination, you guys. You guys know that. So I'm going to challenge you guys to do the same, all right? The first Zoom hangout. So if you guys want to hang out with me live, private, off air, on a live Zoom call, I'm going to be doing them every Monday. And so all you guys have to do is just text Gillen Gang to 833-222-2694. Okay? If you guys are listening to this on podcast, I'm going to say that number for you one more time, okay? So if you guys are ready, I'm going to say it again. The number, I want you guys to text Gillen Gang to 833-222-2694. What's going to happen is I'm going to send you a text back with a link, okay, to the Zoom call. I'm also going to send you the password. You guys, this is a private password and a private link. So if you go do this, please don't share it with anybody else. This is for you and only you. Yo, Marshall, I'm just going to share it with my friend. No, it doesn't. If your friend wants in on it, tell them to text me so I can build a relationship with them. I want to get to know the Gillen Gang, every single one of you. And I can't get to know people if you're just sharing the link. And so make sure that you don't tell that link to anybody. But if you guys want access to it, text Gillen Gang to 833-222-2694. And we're just going to hang out. We'll hang out. Fucking hang out. Be friends. I'll probably be smoking some pot. You can drink some wine or some beer. If you're completely sober, that's completely cool too. Like, Marshall, I don't need all that. That's cool. Like, to each their own. But yeah, hang out with me every Monday night, 6 p.m. Central. All right. Subscribe to the show. Be a friend. Tell a friend. I love you guys. All right. I'm going to pop the top. It's a badass day out there. Then we can go play some disc golf and yeah, maybe enroll some students to Gillen University. I don't know. I don't know if anybody wants to learn how to make $10,000 or more a month with an online business and a personal brand. But if they do, what you're going to do is reach out to me about Gillen University. Classes start July 6th for Freedom Lifestyle Business Training. It's a 30-day boot camp. All right. I love you guys. Peace.